Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze is sponsored by Cole Obarts Entertainment, providing amusement, celebration, and distraction since 2013. To find out more, visit us on the web at www.coleobartsent.com.
I wanna visit all the places nobody goes. I wanna teach all the things that nobody knows. I wanna grow wings, leave the coop, learn to fly. Bungee jump from the tallest building in Dubai. I wanna fly around town in my UFO. I wanna eat real food, not the GMOs. I wanna make moves, call the shots like the boss. I wanna love like I never lost.
Welcome back to Desertwood Days, and today I am here with the lovely actress Cyndee Head Baczynski. Hello there.
Hello. How are you?
Good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I love that black.
Thank you.
Can't go wrong with a little black
dress.
So, Miss Cyndee, what have you been up to lately?
Oh my gosh, it's just a little bit
A
everything.
little bit of everything.
So we just finished my 29th year in education.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm looking forward to next year being my last year to retire.
Wonderful.
Not sure what I'm going to be when I grow up, but
I know that feeling.
right? But I'm still young enough to have the world, I guess.
Yes. Okay, show off those earrings. Those are so beautiful.
Thank you.
Wow, those are
They're really
nice.
fun. Amazon,
Okay, we all love Amazon.
right? You can't beat it.
So Cyndee, you're an educator, you're a mom, wife.
Well, not wife quite yet.
Okay, well you
I'm hoping. I'm waiting for that big diamond because my finger's a little plain. So Johnny baby, still waiting.
You hear that, Johnny baby? And you're also a pageant queen, right?
I am. Yes, I have one of my little crowns. This is from when I won Mrs. Arizona back in 2017.
Wow.
So I have a little curio cabinet that has some of my other ones.
So how long have you been a pageant queen, or how long have you been in that industry?
So I kind of started back in like 2004 when I was married, and I did the United States. There's 100 systems, like,
Yes.
obviously, and when you're
Right.
married, there's a little bit less. So I did the United States system for a little bit. Then I was Mrs. Arizona United Nations in 2006.
Okay.
Then I did the Queen of Hope pageant, which is about breast cancer,
Oh.
because that was always my platform.
Right.
My aunt, she battled breast cancer for years and years and years. It was metastatic breast cancer.
Oh.
So, it metastasized all
Uh-huh.
over. So it finally went to her brain, and she passed in 2015.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And then I kind of retired in 2008. I said, okay, I'm done with this. And then in 2016, well, I guess I was Miss Arizona in 2016 because I won Mrs. Worldwide in 2017. My friend was Mrs. Arizona,
Oh, okay.
and she had won Mrs. Worldwide. So she's like, come on, come do it. You'll have so much fun. I'm like, I already did all that. And she's like, come on. So I won Mrs. Arizona, flew back to Nebraska, and then started again for a couple of years. And then I'm like, okay,
So you did it for a while, and then you jumped into acting, or were you always acting?
No. So funny thing is I won Mrs. Worldwide, and I get a Miss Worldwide page and Facebook and stuff, and agent saw me. And she saw, and I have to say, I have really good photographers. They make me look really good. So thank you, Joe Pierre and Georgina Vaughn, because I'm not that great.
Oh,
They
you
just
look good in person.
Thank you. But they make you look fabulous. So an agent saw my picture, and so they contacted me. And so I was a judge on Ink Angels.
Okay.
And then from there, I got something else, and I got something else. And it just kept rolling.
Wonderful.
So that's kind of how I got into acting. And then the Arizona acting community is kind of small.
Yeah.
And I started studying with Billy Huffsey.
Uh-huh.
He was known for fame. I'm telling my age now without telling my age. And then I started working with the Howies.
Okay.
And if you watch Shameless, their son, Steve Howie, was on there.
Right.
And I worked for them for a while. And then I kinda,
Okay, let's slow down.
Yeah, I'm going fast, huh?
Yeah, slow down.
Sorry, that's
So-
not Italian.
So what you're saying is that, okay, you're an actress, but when you meant you were working with Billy Huffsey and the Howies, that was for training.
For training.
Okay, let's make sure we get that in there.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
They so that, like I said, I started working with the acting committee here, community, and then everybody's like, "Do you have training?" I'm like, "Nah." So then they started hooking you up with all the the acting
Right.
people in the community, and then that really gets you sharp.
Right.
And then that's how I met more people and more
Okay.
people, and then
So before that, you'd never had any inkling of becoming an actress?
no, not really. I mean, I was a
It
teacher.
just kind of fell in your lap that way, huh?
I laugh because teachers are kind of actresses because you
Yeah.
have to entertain. I
Yeah,
have
little
middle
ones
school.
all day long.
So I
yeah.
have to entertain those middle schoolers all day long,
Yes.
so I kind of is one of the kind of fits in. But then the pandemic hit and
Yes.
life stopped.
Pretty much. Then we moved into doing things from home.
Right.
How did with school when the pandemic hit? How did that affect you being a teacher?
Well, and by then, I was administrator, but everything, the kids. The really bad part was, we went out on spring break in March of 2020, and we never saw those kids. So there was never any closure.
Oh.
And then we came back, and again we were online. And if you ever walk to school with no kids, it's very disheartening,
Right.
especially for an educator.
Yeah. We never thought about how that affected so many different people in different ways. And we know a lot of people spoke about depression and things like that. They never thought about how that was affecting the kids or the educators, or, I mean, different people that worked with different disciplines. We never thought about how that affected them. I mean, they're caretakers. How was that being handled? If people were going without a caretaker, we never really thought of the magnitude of that. And as an actress, that was a change also, because we had to move into jumping in that seat of self-taping. Did you have that experience of doing self-taping?
Yeah, I bought I bought my ring stand, and I did a lot of that, and we did a lot of virtual, training.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things I find, I'm a people person.
Yeah.
And when I talk to you, like, I connect.
Right.
And when my students, I connect, and parents, I connect. And even when I go in for an audition, I can sit at people, and you feel that energy,
Right.
and you 100% lose that.
Yeah.
And me personally, that was hard.
Yeah.
Because
And you know what? I think that is where your training comes in, is helping you to deal with that, or finding other methods of connecting with that person online. Because you're correct, it's very different. Just think of having a romantic scene and
Right. You're gonna kiss the screen.
Yes. Can you imagine how, trying to make that come across as being authentic and real to your audience, but
Right.
you're having, or not only the audience, of being able to make it come across to the casting agent or whomever is casting for that role, that you're really feeling that. So that's when that training came in place for you.
Yeah, it did. My life kind of during that time kind of fell apart in other areas as well. So and like you said, the depression I got, and that's when COVID was really heavy.
Yeah.
And I also got very, very sick.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of, probably like a lot of people, just curled up in my ball and waited.
Well, we're happy to have you back
Thank you.
Here with us here at Desertwood Days. What advice would see, because you wear a few different hats here yourself. What advice would you give to say, I like to, when we have mature women ask this question, what advice would you give to a mature woman that wears all these hats? A mother, wife, an 8 to 5 that wants to get into acting. What advice would you give them on getting started?
Well, you have to prioritize. Like, first of all, your 8 to 5 job is going to pays your bills.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to realize that you can't jeopardize that.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say that I've been in my job forever, so I had a lot of time accumulated.
Right.
So if I needed to take time off here and there, I could.
Right.
So, but I always knew that was going to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it's a lot of work.
Sure.
My children are adults, so I don't have to worry about daycare or whatnot.
Right.
But even if I did, my mom and dad would have stepped in because
Yeah.
they're great grandparents. But making sure that your kids are taken care of, dinner's on the table,
Right, of course.
whatever you have to do. I will tell. We used to do those HelloFresh because anybody can cook those real fast, if we needed to, and be willing to go to classes, whether it's going to be online or in person. Giving up that time because, I mean, I remember we all sit there and watch our favorite movie 20 times, and we can say the lines over and over. But when you sit in front of somebody who's then going to pick you apart because you're not Sandra Bullock or or whoever is in your favorite movie,
Right.
you're like, oh, I'm not as good as they are, and you have to take that constructive criticism.
Right.
It's hard, but then go home and practice that.
Uh-huh.
Watch yourself also do monologues in the mirror, and it's really different. Or tape yourself and then watch yourself back. But be willing to put in that work and be willing.
And that's the key thing, is putting in the work, is what you're saying, is that you have to, it's time management.
Absolutely.
Time management and putting in the work. So you've done quite a bit. I mean, being an educator, I totally thank you for being an educator for so many years, taking care of our children, being a pageant queen, and your platform. I love what your platform was, because we all know someone that has battled cancer, and then getting into acting, a field that I'm very passionate about as well. So we were speaking about the advice that you would give to mature women, because and I like to ask that question because we have so many and men that would get to a certain age and they think, oh, I'm too old for this or too old for that. But you know what? I always say, look at television. You see someone of every age group on television, commercials everywhere. So to think that you're too old to act is ridiculous.
Yeah, and most of us can play an age range.
Mm-hmm.
So I might be in the 50s, but I can go down a little bit and I can go up. So you're not stuck.
Right.
And I also, we're talking about advice. Know that you're going to get a lot of no's before you get a yes.
Right.
And don't get discouraged.
Right. And that's the thing, is that, look at it as practice.
Mm-hmm.
All those no's is just good practice till you get to that big yes.
Right.
Right. And then you're ready for it.
Absolutely.
So you brought some media for us today, right?
Yes.
Let's take a look and see.
Things.
And what do we have here?
That is one of my promo pictures. It's one of my Mrs. Worldwide from 2017.
Oh, beautiful.
I have a dress sponsor as well. She's local. She keeps me in the know.
Keep you looking fabulous, huh?
She does. Every dress she's ever picked out, I've won in. So I trust her. That's a headshot. Love that picture. And again, that's another promo shot. Again, these are all Georgina Vaughn pictures. Love that dress. That's my favorite dress. It actually was tailored. I bought one size and they actually fit it to my body. I can't sit down when I wear that dress.
Oh my goodness. I wish we could have saw the whole full picture.
Yeah.
That is so pretty.
Thank you. Look, I need you to trim those bushes. They're coming through my fence.
Did you keep your kid out of my yard?
He was only throwing a football to your athletic challenge child.
Do you want to call my kid challenge one more time?
Do you want me to go Italian on your ass, bitch?
Bring it, bitch.
Look, you don't need to get anybody else involved. Just trim the damn bushes.
Just keep your kid out of my yard.
Yeah, well, you keep your husband from looking at me through your bedroom window at night. Look, I fixed you two up because you're a good guy. She's a good woman. She needs a man who's not going to lie to her. But it's not always easy. She has her moments. She gets angry. You just got to help her through them and take her mind off things.
So what do I do now?
Be you. Be the good guy that you are. This is not working.
What?
It's not you, it's me.
Oh boy, what would make you say that?
Well, you know, it's just you deserve something better. Yeah, no. Who wrote this crap? This is not working. You sleep with my sister. You cheat on me?
Actually, he didn't do any of that. He's just the practice. Oh, sorry, Steven.
You're a dead man now. And then
They actually had patrons.
yeah, it was
Really?
working. Yeah, but we had this
Oh.
one section like that with our people and stuff.
Oh.
But every time he would say like roll it, or you know, cameras rolling, they would have to say some smart aleck remark at the very beginning every single time.
Oh my goodness.
Finally,
that
we
was
just
funny.
stopped even asking, and we actually ended up using one of the takes with them making some rude remark because it just fit the part.
Oh my
But it was pretty
goodness.
fun, and it took us a while because if you messed up, you had to stop and start all over
Right.
again because you couldn't. It had to be one take. But we went to film festival after film festival, and we were doing really, really well. So it was good.
Congratulations on
Thanks.
that. So if there was a part for you, Cyndee, what part would that be?
Oh, I love like the Joan Crawford type of dynasty type of role.
I can tell that neck got the rolling.
I like that just powerful woman, you know, like back I'm just telling my age, like the 80s,
That's
right?
okay.
But like, you know, Dallas and just
Yeah.
those power
You like those strong roles,
strong women
yes.
roles where
What was the other's name of the blonde?
no, she was Linda who played it. Linda Evans played there, but I'm trying to think what her role was.
Crystal? Was it Crystal?
Yeah, Crystal.
Yeah, so they were the two powerful
Yeah.
women in that. Yeah.
So I definitely like those kind of roles. I think I like to be sarcastic. I like to be kind of snarky. I think that has a little bit of me in it, you know, being that Italian piece of me.
So where would you like to see yourself in 5 years in the film industry?
You know, I would like to start getting my feet wet again as I'm kind of wrapping up my education career. I definitely can see myself like starting to do independent films again. I was doing a little bit of the talk showy stuff towards the end. And I was doing like stuff on location. So I liked the news reporting part of it. And so I don't know if maybe going back to school and taking some classes maybe towards that and maybe going in that aspect.
Okay.
Like the on location stuff.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, you know, it's the world is just so open.
Right.
And once I'm kind of done next year, I can again like explore like tons of opportunities.
She said, "I'll be done next
I
year."
know I'll be done next year.
I'm done with y'all little kids.
I love y'all. I love every last one of them. I will cry like a baby.
Sure.
I mean, I cry at graduation anyway. Cause you make connections
Yeah.
with your students, and they're your children.
Yeah.
You know, you want to beat them like they're your own at some point too.
We don't be kids.
But you love them. You know, so just there's so many opportunities. So
Yeah.
I do want to get my feet wet acting again because I do like
What
it.
would you like to see different in the Arizona acting community?
I don't think our Arizona actors get the credit and the recognition that they deserve. When if you go to our film festivals, there are great filmmakers. There are great
So you're saying
actors.
that the focus is totally on the filmmakers and not the actors?
No, I don't think anybody gets the credit that they deserve.
Oh, okay.
Like I think when you go and you see these great movies with these great actors, and I wish they were able to get more recognition outside of Arizona. Like, you know, people go, oh, you need to go to Atlanta. You need to go here. Well, you know what? Maybe you need to come here and see what we do. Why do you have to leave Arizona to see what greatness? Because in Arizona itself, I'm a native.
I am too.
Awesome. You know, our state is amazing. You can go 2 hours and be in snow or the pines. Go another hour or a half hour, you're in Sedona with those red rocks. You can go to the Grand Canyon. You can go to Tucson and you have the Old West. our state is so diverse that you can have every type of topography for a movie set in one place.
Well, we know what the reason is behind it. A lot of that has to do with the tax incentives. So we can moan about that forever until that change takes
California
place.
keeps coming here, so maybe that might change a little bit.
We'll see. They've been working on it for years,
Right.
and I don't think they've given up. So it was a pleasure having you here today. Where can our audience find you?
I'm on Instagram. It's Cyndee_movie_model. I'm on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter, but if you Google me, my Facebook pops up. Everything pops up, so it's not hard to find me. I'm out there.
Well, it was a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here.
Such a pleasure. And thank you for joining us here today at Desertwood Days, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze was sponsored today by Colobarts Entertainment. Visit them at colobartsent.com.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere. And just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking, now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on the way. What happened?